Mazda is always really popular with old school drivers, people that like an engine to drive like an engine. And Mazda are very old school in the way that they really work hard on building those mechanical elements to make their engines as economical as possible. Mazda's Skyactiv X Engine, which resides in its petrol models, is like no other. Mazda's pioneering engineers have succeeded where many others have failed. Skyactiv X burns petrol more efficiently due to spark-controlled compression ignition. It makes more power and produces fewer emissions by burning less fuel than a regular petrol engine for an even better drive without compromise. Often, when I'm talking about new cars, we're talking about electric this and hybrid that. But what about those people that still need those classic diesel engines, those people that are doing 100 miles a day? What are they supposed to do when everything is moving towards electric? Well, Mazda have the answer for that. They've developed a very special diesel mild hybrid engine in the CX-60. And it's one of the most economical which has ever been built for the mainstream. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this new diesel engine because it's actually quite obscure. So if you are a high mileage driver who's still interested in the development of diesel engines, then this is going to be a video for you. And if you like new car reviews and car content, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget guys, if you do want to give something back to me and the channel if you found this video helpful, then you can do that by donating a coffee via the coffee website. The link's in my description box. I've always considered myself a diesel driver. My journeys consist of mainly high miles and long stints in the car, yet I drive a 1 litre petrol manual, go figure. There was a time when we was rewarded for choosing diesel, but despite weeks of near consistent price decreases, diesel is still being sold at 17.5p a litre more on average at forecourts across the UK. While petrol prices have fallen dramatically, diesel prices still languish higher despite the wholesale price of diesel now being on par with petrol. On whole, diesel cars are very similarly priced to run as electric ones, but sitting at chargers is less than ideal for those that cover high miles. I've been testing this new e-Skyactiv D engine across the bonny roads of Scotland, and it's been quite honestly a delight. To start with, it's nice to actually see a bonnet which is still on gas struts. That's actually quite rare nowadays. But what is unconventional about this engine? Well, with many brands going from a straight line into a V6, Mazda have done the opposite thing. So they've gone from a V6 and this is now a 6-cylinder inline 3.3 litre diesel. The e-Skyactiv D mild hybrid engine offers the perfect solution. The all-new 3.3 litre inline 6-cylinder diesel engine features distribution-controlled partially premixed compression ignition, or DCPCI, just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Yeah, I just said a lot of words in a row there, and I'm not really sure what they actually mean. So what does that mean in as simple terms as I can make it? Well, the new piston design splits the air-fuel mixture into 2 areas in the cylinders. This has many benefits, including achieving the most efficient combustion over a wide rev range as possible. Mazda has also broadened the lean burn range, which the engine operates, as well as reducing diesel clatter. Ultimately, Mazda has unlocked how to make a big engine more frugal. The theory being that using a larger capacity in a specific range is more economical than working a smaller 4-cylinder engine really hard. Those of you who have watched my videos before and have already seen the CX-60 video, you might be wondering if there's anything different. Well, there's not. The exterior is exactly the same, and I'm going to cover it really quickly, but if you want to see that in a bit more detail, then you can click the link up there. This one is actually the top spec model, so this is the more premium model, and that's where you've got the chrome details on it, you've got the 2-tone wheels. It did make me laugh when people were speaking about the CX-60 and the design, and they were talking about the front. They said it looked like somebody had squashed their nose against the glass, and I do care to agree, but actually it is quite a striking looking car. Every version of the CX-60 comes very high specified, and that makes it really good for those people who are looking to move outside of the conventional premium market like Mercedes and BMW and change to something like this. This is the interior that I was really jealous that I didn't get the first time I did a CX-60 review. Previously, I did the interior which has a slightly sportier twist with the black leather. But this is the top spec car and it is absolutely beautiful. You've got this light grey leather interior and then you've got the maple wood centre console. You've got those highlights of chrome like you have on the exterior of the car. And then the cherry on top is this dashboard, which I love. Now this has actually been designed to showcase that Japanese craftsmanship. It looks like it's been handcrafted in every car and it does feel very special. Of course, this car is quite pricey, so you would hope that it does feel special, but it does all blend together and it makes you feel kind of at ease. It has that calming effect because of the lightness. You've also got the panoramic sunroof on this car as well, and it brings so much light into the interior. There's a ton of spec as well. Heated and cooled seats. I've got everything you'd need in the way of satellite navigation, adaptive cruise control, automatic lights and rain sensing wipers. And of course, everybody has to comment on the fact that, just like the engines, Mazda also doesn't have a conventional system for using their infotainment. Instead, you still have a physical scroller, and that makes it really easy to use when driving. This top spec car also has a wireless charging pad, but I want to speak about this wireless charging pad because it's the one thing that I found to be a little bit of a niggle when it comes to the CX-60. It's a very small area, and I found that your phone actually slides around in there, and that means that it goes on and off of being wireless charging. But there is loads of options to plug your phone in if you don't want to have it wireless. In this center console, which is split, you do have 2 USB-C charge ports, and some more can be found in the back as well. And if you want to be old school, you've still got a 12-volt charger. There's also a couple of cup holders which are hidden under this little compartment here, which I always think feels very special. If you're opting for a larger family car diesel, then it's probably quite important what it's like in the back of the CX-60 on those long journeys, perhaps when you're towing the caravan to go on a holiday, and it's very good. A big highlight is the fact that past the entry-level car, so the mid-spec and the top-spec cars all get heated rear seats, which feels kind of special. There's also not too much of a transmission tunnel, despite this car obviously still having the conventional transmission tunnel compared to electric vehicles. And it's very comfortable back here, but space is not enormous. So if you do have 3 passengers that you need to carry in the back, it might be a little bit of a squeeze. It's going to be offered with the choice of 2 power outputs. There's a 200 PS, 450 Newton meter rear wheel drive, and this, a 254 PS and 550 Newton meters of torque Mazda e-Skyactive all-wheel drive, and this features a 48-volt mild hybrid boost system. The all-new diesel engine combines high output with excellent fuel economy. The engine's high torque delivery gives the CX-60 a 2,500 kilogram trailer weight towing capacity, and while the result of its lightweight construction, the engine actually weighs similar to the 2.2 litre Mazda Skyactiv D 4-cylinder engine, which is used in the Mazda CX-5, which helps with handling balance. The lack of the plug-in hybrid's big battery means that this CX-60 diesel is actually 110 kilograms lighter than its petrol-electric sibling, so handling is even sharper and it's surprisingly agile for an SUV. I mentioned that prices for the CX-60 are quite premium, starting from just under £43,000. But when compared to rivals such as the Audi Q5, BMW X3 and Mercedes GLC, the entry-level two-wheel drive D200 undercuts these cars by quite some margin, as well as vastly improving on the fuel economy. In the time that I spent with the four-wheel drive model, it didn't stoop below 45 miles per gallon, which is impressive for such a large engine. I've actually found myself really attracted to the CX-60 diesel. I had a diesel 1 Series when I first changed my first car, and I loved that because I am ultimately a diesel driver and I forget just how good they are for these long journeys. I'm really pleased with the 50 miles per gallon that I've been getting, and I think if I owned one of these cars, it would be great for all of the driving that I do. But let me know, what do you think of the CX-60 diesel? Do you think that Mazda should still be developing diesels, or do you think we should leave them in the past? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos from me, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, guys, see you later.